Happy Good Friday celebrations to all Nigerians. Welcome. This is OGTV News. I am Mojisola Shulaja. We begin with our top stories. Police rescue 3 abducted travelers in Ogun. Nigerian Air Force rules out attack on missing Alpha Jet aircraft. Christians worldwide commence Easter celebrations with Good Friday, marking the end of 40-day fasting. Taiwan train kills 50 people, injures dozens. The very first Easter taught us this, that life never ends and love never dies.
I say happy Good Friday to you all. Of course, coming up on this sports segment of the news, Edo 2020 begins as Team Ogun gets government nod to attend. This and many more when I return later. My name, Hakeem Akitunde. You're welcome.
Christians all over the world have been admonished to exhibit the virtues of love, sacrifice, altruism, and forgiveness, as exemplified by Jesus Christ during his ministry on earth as they celebrate this year's Good Friday. Religious leaders who spoke with Kalawole Osho gave the admonition while speaking on the significance of Good Friday to all Christians. Details of his report are presented in this package.
Good Friday, celebrated by Christian faithful all over the world, is to commemorate the day Jesus Christ was crucified. According to the clerics, it is considered holy because of this day, Jesus Christ sacrificed his life out of love for everyone and is observed on the Friday that precedes Easter.
Should be remain Good Friday because they thought they did evil, but that evil doing resort to glory for Christ. If not, we might have forgotten who is Jesus.
It is a day that Christ died for us. He paid all our debt, the debt of sin. He fought Satan and he won. Then he gave us victory over Satan and all his works.
Christians believe that in death, Jesus took away all the sins of mankind, and for this purpose, faithful converged on their various worship centers to celebrate the day and pray for forgiveness of sin.
He has come to save the world. John 3:16 is to show us that God loved this world, and that love is what the Lord has sent to us through his Son, that we will not die in our sin, we will not die as if we have no Savior. He has come to be the propitiation for our sin.
But the most important thing is for us to be in passion with Jesus today, to really be with him because he suffered on our behalf. He died to save us all. So everybody needs to have that mind that Jesus had, because he decided to take away our own sin by dying on the cross.
Clerics added that Good Friday is an important day for all Christian communities around the world, and it marks the crucifixion of Jesus Christ at Calvary. They, however, enjoined faithful to continue to reflect the virtues of love, which the death of Christ signifies in their day-to-day activities.
President Muhammadu Buhari has rejoiced with Christians on the occasion of this year's Easter celebration. The president recalled that a year ago, celebrations were subdued in most major cities as the world battled the effect of the deadly coronavirus pandemic. In a statement by the presidential spokesperson, Femi Adetono, the president cautioned congregation to worship with strict observance of COVID-19 protocols. The president deeply acknowledged and appreciated the sacrifices of doctors, nurses, and other frontline health workers who have made the difference in saving lives and ensuring the reduction of the spread of the virus. The statement adds that as Christians celebrate Easter, President Buhari urged all to see the season as an opportunity to renew their hope and faith, as well as show love and appreciation to one another by being not despair no matter the challenges of the period. The President equally commended the law enforcement and military personnel who continue to confront evil-minded individuals through the darkest of nights to keep Nigerians safe. As part of activities marking this year's Easter period, the Iyalo Day of Yoruba Land, Chief Mrs. Alaba Lawson, has led the womenfolk of Egba Crescent Chiefs to reach out to the Leprosy Colony, neuropsychiatric hospital patients, and other places of people with special needs. Buhari Adigun was with them, and he completes the story.
Leprosy is a disease regarded by many as incurable. As a result, infected persons are isolated away from the mainstream of the society, and Iberekudu in Abeokuta is their colony. It is a Easter season, and like they have been doing in the last 37 years, Chief Mrs. Alaba Lawson has led Egba Christian Chiefs womenfolk here to lift the spirit of these special people as they thank God for the gift of life. This small hall is regarded as their worship center, where both the young and old, regardless of their condition, worship without barriers. The group came with clothing materials, food items, wheelchairs, drinks for them to enjoy Easter like every other. The head of the colony, John Ojoawu, appreciated them for coming as he pleaded for education support fund and completion of some renovated buildings embarked upon by the body. And promptly, Iyalo de Alaba Lawson promised to see to the completion. From the colony, the Egba women Christian chiefs moved to the neuropsychiatric hospital to also identify with them and assured them that there is hope, even with their condition.
Witness again, we know most of you must have gone home, and we know very well that Jesus died for our sins. God bless you all. And as we take our leave, we say, Happy Easter to every one of us. Let's put our hands together.
The next point of the outreach was the Stella Obasanjo Children's Home, where gifts and prayers were offered for the children.
The main reason of going out is to proclaim Christ. The reason for his death on the cross of Calvary must not be in vain, and that is why.
As we donate those wheelchairs for people like Leprosy Colony and Children's Home here and other places too.
Egba Christian Chiefs Women's Wing also touched some other places where wheelchairs were donated, and the beneficiaries were appreciative of the gesture. Buhari Adigun, OGTV News.
The Inspector General of Police, Muhammad Adamu, has ordered that all Assistant Inspectors General of Police, State Commissioners of Police to ensure there is tight security of all public places and critical assets. This is in line with the IGP's resolve to ensure Nigerians are safe during the Easter celebrations. In a series of tweets on the police handle, all State Commissioners of Police and the Supervising Assistant Inspectors General of Police have been ordered to ensure adequate deployment of police personnel, both covert and overt operatives, and other operational assets to areas of security interest within their respective areas of responsibilities. IGP Adamu, in addition, directed the Commissioners of Police and the Supervising AIGs to ensure proper supervision of the men assigned for these assignments. He said they must be professional and cautious to law-abiding citizens, but firm and ruthless to criminals. To this effect, the IGP Monitoring Unit and X-Squad have been given marching orders to monitor and police activities of police officers policing the highways to ensure respect for the citizens and rights of citizens and operational conformity with the standard operating procedures and rules of engagement of the force. While felicitating with Nigerians and the Christian community in particular on the commemoration of the crucifixion, death, and resurrection of Jesus Christ, the IGP commended the citizenry for the support and called on them to continue to cooperate with the Nigeria Police and other security agencies by providing timely information that will help in the prevention and detection of crime. He assured Nigerians that the Nigeria Police will continue to do all within its powers to provide safety and security to the teeming Nigerian population. The essence of the creation of the proposed agro-industrial processing zone is to expand the agricultural practices and value chain opportunities by creating more jobs for the youth, as Ogun State is being considered due to the achievements so far recorded and the growth of agro-allied industries. This was made known during the facility tour of key areas and giant strides of the government as part of agro-processing zone project pre-appraisal mission to the state. Matthew Shomi reports.
Agro-allied industries like this are what Ogun State government is proud to showcase to the rest of the world, which the government is set to leverage upon to create more job opportunities for the youth.
Having presented the business opportunities and scorecard of Ogun State in improved agricultural practices and the growth of agro-allied industries on the first day of the mission to Ogun State, it was time for members of AFDB and IFAD to undertake a tour of some sites for the proposed agro-industrial processing zone. After the inspection of over 300 hectares of cassava farm in Eredo by a youth cluster, the entourage moved to the Harvest Feed and Agro-Processing Limited in Ajura, where tens of tons of cassava are being processed into starch daily. The Gateway Agro-Cargo Airport is to serve as the launch pad for the processing zone, which is to be hosted within the hub of the airport, and the visit of the entourage will not be complete without a visit to the ongoing projects as they were received by the Commissioner for Works and Infrastructure, Engineer Ade Akinsoya.
So they've seen where we are, they've seen that the construction of the access road is ongoing, the material for the stone base is already stockpiled, the soil replacement stand is already stockpiled, so things are moving on, and based on the interaction we have, they are really impressed.
The next place to be visited is another cassava processing factory in Ososa Ijebu, while the entourage was also at Eriwe Fish Farming Cluster as the representative of African Development Bank. Dr. Chima Ezedimma speaks on what the state stands to benefit from the zone.
There's a lot more work to be done. The intention of the bank and its partner IFAD and the federal government as well is to expand employment. When I mean expand, massively expand employment. And to do that, you need to bring in at least one agro-industrial park.
Commissioner for Agriculture in Ogun State, Dr. Oba Adetono, and that of Industry, Trade and Investments, Mrs. Kikelo Molunge, speak on the enormous benefits of the pre-appraisal mission.
We are just going around to assess agricultural value chain opportunity sites. Is it primary production? Is it processing? So there's a lot of opportunity here for primary production.
These industries would have a reliable and cost-effective source of raw materials. And this is just the beginning. In fact, the future is quite exciting for us.
The entourage was also received by the management of Animal Care Consults in Ogiriremo, where an interactive session was held on the opportunities and challenges in the agro-allied industries. Matthew Shomi, OGTV News.
The OGTV News will continue shortly after this break.
Are you a young person between the ages of 18 to 40 years, living in any part of Ogun State? Do you have a smartphone? Do you want to be financially independent, or do you want to earn between 100,000 naira and above per month working for yourself? Prince Dapo Abiodun-led Ogun State government in collaboration with Access Bank PLC created an opportunity for you to become financially independent as agency banking agents. How to apply? Log on to https://bit.ly/close-agents, fill biodata form and download the agency banking form. Go to the nearest Access Bank branch near you with 3 recent passport photographs, a recent utility bill and a valid ID card. Alternatively, interested applicants can meet with Access Bank officials at the nearest local government secretariat between 6th and 7th of April 2021. Candidates are to go to the local government secretariat with 3 recent passport photographs, a recent utility bill and valid ID card to apply. All applicants' forms must be submitted on or before Friday, April 9, 2021 at any Access Bank branch close to you. Ìgbéga ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn, àjọṣe gbogbo wa ni.
The Ogun State government, under the leadership of Prince Dapo Abiodun MFR, in its efforts to plan for housing and infrastructure requirements, road, urban and rural renewal projects, water, rural electrification, and many more, is embarking on a property enumeration drive across the state. The project will assist the government in ascertaining the key areas to be fixed in ensuring an equitable distribution of all projects and infrastructure. This is to implore all residents and business owners to cooperate with the enumerators as they visit all houses, business buildings to capture data. Kindly provide all necessary information to our enumerators who will be having on them verifiable means of identification. Ogun State, building our future together. Ìgbéga ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn, àjọṣe gbogbo wa ni. Announcer, Ministry of Finance.
Thank you for staying tuned to the People's Tele, OGTV. The 35th Lishabi Festival, earlier scheduled for Monday 5th April to Sunday 11th April 2021, has been put off till next year. A statement by the chairman of the Lishabi Festival Committee, retired Captain Rashid Raji, has it that the chief host, Alake and paramount ruler of Egbaland, Oba Adetono Aremugbadebo, had directed that all stakeholders be contacted with a view to redirecting all energies towards the 2022 edition of Lishabi Festival in the first quarter of 2022, when the public health and national economic atmosphere will be more conducive to hold the biggest all-Egba get-together. The chairman said that the Alake regretted the putting off of the program in spite of the great amount of preparations already expended. The Egba Apex Monarch, however, reiterated that individual and collective health and safety of the people are more important than any such activity. The chairman reassured all Egbas at home and in the diaspora that all the input will be acknowledged and those that could be recycled will be kept for the 2022 edition. The Awujale and paramount ruler of Ijebuland, Oba Dr. Sikiru Adetono, CFR, Ogbagba II, is 61 years on the throne today. In this special report, Matthew Shomi looks at the reign of the monarch in Ijebuland. His reports.
It was a dawn of new era and the harbinger of greater things to come for the sons and daughters of Akile Ijebu on the 2nd of April in 1960, when the young Sikiru Adetono mounted the throne of his forebearers as the new Awujale of Ijebuland, Ogbagba II. Oba Sikiru Adetono, who was crowned the Awujale at the young age of 26, after being recalled home from London, the Great Britain, where he was studying accountancy, was presented with the staff of office by the then premier of the now defunct western region of Nigeria, the late Chief Samuel Ladoke Akintola, the 13th Are Ona Kakanfo of Yorubaland, born to Prince Rufai Adetono and Alaja Ajibabi Adetono, ní Onoshile on 10th May 1934. Oba Kayode Adetono is from Anikilaya ruling house and is one of the longest reigning monarchs in Nigeria. On Tuesday, April 5, 1960, the newly crowned Oba Adetono took his seat as a member of the Western Region House of Chiefs after a formal introduction and has been a rallying point for all sons and daughters of the land.
The most important thing is that wherever you are, you must try to be credible. Ijebu is very progressive, they're enlightened, they appreciate the role of the monarchy. And there's much no problem at all. I can see that the position still subsists for centuries to come.
The 61-year reign of Oba Adetono as Awujale of Ijebuland has witnessed tremendous progress and developments in the life of the community and the people who are very proud of their monarch.
I called him a dependable ally, and that is a word that is pregnant with a lot of meaning.
Oba Adetono is a fine gentleman. He has a lot of attributes that are very, very positive. A man you will love to hate and hate to love.
As the Orisha Ijebu celebrates 61 years on the throne, it has indeed been years of remarkable achievements, and the years ahead hold a lot of promises. Matthew Shoumi, OGTV News.
Thank you, Matthew, for that special one. Moving ahead, Juju Music Legend turned preacher, evangelist, Professor Ebenezer Obe-Fabiyi, MFR, popularly known as the Chief Commander, will be a year older tomorrow, Saturday, April 3rd, as it turns 79 years. To mark the occasion, a 7 hours, 54 minutes online praise program has been organized in his honor by the Taiwo and Kenny Jones brothers on all their Kenny Jones social media handles, starting in the morning, featuring notable gospel artists such as Pastor J.A. Adelakun of Ayewa Gospel Music International, Lady Evangelist Bukola Kiade Shenwale Jesu, Bisi Alawiye, Aduke Gold, Titi Eriba, Fela Tolayiwa, Olayiwola, and Woli Agba, to mention just a few. And on Sunday, there will be a special Thanksgiving service at the Cross Gospel Mission Headquarters of Praise, Oyewole Road, Agege, Lagos, where evangelist Ebenezer Obe-Fabiyi is also the general overseer of the church. Though this year's birthday anniversary is low-key in nature, it is emphasized that an elaborate ceremony will hold next year when the music icon attains the age of 80. As the nation's workforce continues to make meaningful contributions to national development, their welfare and interest must be well taken care of in any legislation. The duo of Ogun State Chairman of Trade Union Congress, Comrade Bumi Fajobi, and Acting State Secretary of Nigeria Labour Congress, Comrade Ayuba Olatunji, said this while discussing wage differentials on an OGTV political discussion program, Democratic Path.
Workers are always seen to be made as the sacrificial lamb, and that is our own contention in this matter. However, let us agree that everybody will be on salary scale rather than the legislatures or the commissioners, the political office holders, earning bogus salaries. And in the face of it, still consider that the factory salaries that the workers are being paid is too much.
Even with 30,000 naira, I don't see any economy of any state in this country today that 30,000 can be enough as a standard of living. So what we are now saying is, before the resolution on the 30,000 minimum wage, a cross-section of data and information has been gotten round the state to examine what the standard of living of each of the states are. And that is why we have a benchmark of 30. So if peradventure a state is not economically viable, what we are saying that such a state should not pay less than 30,000 naira minimum wage.
They advocated for a living wage for all workers and called for reduction in the cost of governance, which is constituting a huge burden on the nation's finance. The federal government has extended the deadline for the people to link their national identification numbers, NINs, to their subscriber identity model, SIM, by 1 month. This was announced on Friday in a statement jointly signed by the Director of Public Affairs of the Nigerian Communications Commission, NCC, Dr. Ikechukwu Adinde, and the Head of Corporate Communications at the National Identity Management Commission, NIMC, Mr. Kaode Adegoke. An approval to extend the period of the NIN-SIM linkage to May 6 was given at the meeting of the Ministerial Task Force on NIN-SIM data linkage held in Abuja. The request for the extension was presented to President Muhammadu Buhari and he endorsed it, the statement said. Based on the updates of the NIN registration process, the government noted that over 51 million people have been assigned their national identification numbers. It added that there were many people who have enrolled and were in the process of being assigned numbers. The meeting chaired by the Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Dr. Issa Pantami, was attended by various stakeholders, including the chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Abdul Rashid Bawa. Pantami, in his address, noted the importance of obtaining feedback from all stakeholders in order to ensure that the NIN-SIM linkage process was one that cannot be easily compromised. He thanked Nigerians for their patience and compliance with the federal government's directive on the NIN-SIM registration exercise. The National Peace Council will on April 7 meet with stakeholders in the Nigeria project, including traditional rulers, non-profit organizations, and civil society organizations. The meeting is a first step towards finding a solution to the current state of insecurity across the country. It is scheduled to hold in Lagos. The NPC is a non-profit organization founded in 2014 as a response to emerging threats occasioned by the 2015 general elections, according to a page on its website. Its members include the Bishop of Sokoto Diocese, Matthew Kuka, and billionaire industrialist Aliko Dangote, among other eminent Nigerians. The Nigeria Air Force NAF Alpha Jet aircraft that went off the radar in Borno State might have crashed, authorities said on Friday. The aircraft, marked NAF 475, had 2 crew members on board when it went missing on Wednesday in Borno State. Air Commodore Edward Gabwet, the NAF Director of Public Relations and Information, disclosed this in a statement while giving an update on the incident. While the cause of the crash and the whereabouts of the crew members, who are NAF personnel, remain unknown, the pilots are identified as Flight Lieutenant John Abolarinwa and Flight Lieutenant Ebiakmo Chapele. According to Gapet, NAF surveillance aircraft and special forces, as well as Nigerian Army troops on ground, are conducting extensive search and rescue efforts. He stated that the force remained hopeful that the crew will be found and rescued, as it does not rule out anything regarding the incident. Police operatives in Ogun State Command have rescued 3 kidnapped victims from their captors while calling for collective responsibility of all at ensuring safety of lives and property of the people in the state. The Ogun State Police Command spokesperson, DSP Abimbola Oyeyemi, made that disclosure while briefing journalists at the officers' mess in Abeokuta.
The operatives of Ogun State Police Command on the 1st of April 2021 got a distress call from Ogere, Shiun, Ajura Road, where armed bandits kidnapped 3 victims while on transit. According to the State Police Command spokesperson, DSP Abimbola Oyeyemi, the bandits took to their heels, abandoned their victims on site in the place.
We are able to geolocate where they are, but we don't want a collateral damage if we storm their hideout and engage them in shootout, because they are already using the victim as human shield. But when they see that the police are not relenting in their effort and the heat was so much on them, they abandoned them and they took to flight, and we are able to successfully rescue those victims unhurt and without any ransom being paid. And I want to assure the general public that these hoodlums, we are on their trail, and very soon, and I mean it, very soon, we are going to bring them to book.
The captors gave account of their plight while in captivity.
When we were inside the bush, they told us that we go and bring 50 million naira. With Asha, we don't have money. I'm a driver. Then they see I'm a driver. They see that what of my phone? I told them my phone is with them. So they say I should open the phone. When they see some transaction on the phone, then they see that they will not collect less than 50 million.
He did not know what to do again. He don't have choice than to just go. Then when he climbed the tree, from there they fired at the back. Then the tire busted and we park one side. The car spoiled too. That was when they now came. Well, the driver escaped with one of my brother. Escape. Then the trigger of us, they pick us and take us inside the bush.
The State Police Command, under the leadership of CP Edward Ajogun, appreciated the gesture and the support rendered by the local vigilante and hunters for complementing the efforts of the command in tackling armed banditry in the state. Adebola Oshomoji, OGTV News.
The people of Obafemi in Obafemi Owode local government area of Ogun State have set in motion efforts to upgrade the Nigeria police station Obafemi to a district police headquarters. The event, which doubles as the familiarization tour of the new area commander, Nigeria Police Owode Area Command, ACP Adedeji Adeniyi, had in attendance the Chief Press Secretary to Governor Dapo Abiodun, Kunle Shumori, who is also the chief launcher at the occasion. Elizabeth Esso reports.
Obafemi in Obafemi Owode local government area of Ogun State is one of the oldest district councils in Ogun State that has suffered major setbacks in terms of developments and provision of social amenities. One of such is the Nigerian police station Obafemi, which according to Olu of Obafemi, Oba Taufik Owolabi, is supposed to have been upgraded for a long time to further strengthen security of the town.
We all is outpost, so we feel it deserves, it's worthy to be upgraded to whatever, even beyond the divisional headquarters. If without security, nothing. And the investor cannot come without security. And we have been managing it. The security is very paramount in any development for any community. So as well as we are here.
This prompted the monarch, indigenes and non-indigenes who are residents of Obafemi to officially raise funds for the upgrading of the police station to the status of a district police headquarters. After a tour around the old facilities, the newly posted area commander, Owode Area Command, ACP Adedeji Adeniyi, commended the people's initiative and promised that the Nigeria police, with the support of the community, will ensure adequate security in Obafemi.
Policing is everybody's business. It's not about police alone. When you see something, you say something.
On its part, the Ogun State government, under the present administration of Prince Dapo Abiodun, according to the Chief Press Secretary, Chief Kunle Shumori, will not relent in its efforts at harnessing all resources at ensuring that security is given prominent and adequate attention and funding.
Ensuring that the community raises a memo to the Commissioner for Community Development and by extension, the Special Advisor of Security Matters, His Excellency, and the government itself to ensure that the degeneration of crime and criminality in our society is nipped in the bud. The community has started by putting their money where they have their mouth. What we need next is government enablement.
Financial donations were thereafter made by indigents and communities present. Elizabeth Esson, OGTV News.
Just before we move away from security issues, police in Ebonyi State have rescued 4 victims of alleged kidnap in Oshagu Amiangbo Ngbo community in Ohauku local government area of the state. One of the victims is the village head. DSP Lovetada, Command's public relations officer, stated in Abakaliki on Friday that the victims were rescued in collaboration with members of the local vigilante team. She urged the general public to be security conscious and to support the efforts of the police and the fight against criminality. And now to glimpses. 15-year-old Faith Odusi recently made Nigeria proud by emerging winner of the Global Open Mathematics Tournament, an international competition with participants from Europe, Africa, America, Asia, and Australia. This feat has taken glimpses to unravel who Faith Odusi is. The mission took us to a school, Ambassadors College, Ota, Ogun State.
This is the road that leads to the school of the 15-year-old Nigerian students who defeated United Kingdom, United States, and Chinese candidates at global maths competition, although a federal road.
60 seconds of fame starts now. What is the
64.
Correct. Multiply 1/3 by
5/6.
Correct. What is or are the prime factors? Correct. The cost of
Faith Odusi had in 2018 set a record by answering 19 questions in 60 seconds in the Cowbellpedia competition and now won a global contest with a monetary award of $1,000.
Correct. Evaluate the square root of 6 bracket 2 plus 2. Correct. Find the product of -4 and -6.
24.
Correct. Evaluate 25 minus -30.
55.
Correct. Wow.
The feat of the young girl took glimpses crew to Ambassador School, Ota, a school that runs nursery, primary, and college education on both day and boarding programs. Right from the entrance of the school, COVID-19 protocols are treated very important. Fumigation of guests before they are allowed into the premises of the school is mandatory. We then headed straight to the office of the chairman, Mr. Samson Yomi Oshewa, a pharmacist by profession and an educationist by calling.
We thank God for what he does. We have focused on what we said we would do. We put it in the hands of God. And then we believe that every great thing deserves great efforts.
We told Mr. Oshewa that Faith Odusi brought us to the school. Many thanks to Google Map, which aided our trip. Faith Odusi is in Senior Secondary School 3, and we met her taking our colleagues in mathematics.
Plus 2 routine. So you can add them together to give you 5 routine.
My name is Oba Adetono. I am from the State Television. The school has been in the news for good. And the most recent one is Odusi. Who is Odusi here? Wow. You are very well moment. Congratulations to you. And that's why we are here because of you and others.
She's a boarding student originally from Ijebu-Ode, but her parents live in Ota. Speaking about her experience before, during, and after the contest, Faith commended Ambassadors College for giving her the right platform.
It was God's grace and practice. I don't know, I was very scared actually because in the semi-finals I almost got disqualified. So I was very scared. I was like, Faith, you can try, you can make this. And then by God's grace, I'm here. Okay, I want to thank my parents for bringing me to a school like this and for supporting me. I want to thank my school for nurturing me and for training me and for everything they have done. I want to thank my teachers for taking their time out to teach me. I want to thank my chairman for producing this school. I want to thank my friends and family for supporting me.
Faith Odunsi's colleagues also confirmed her ingenious qualities.
I'm very proud and happy for her because she worked so hard to get this, and I'm so happy that she was able to achieve her goal.
I was very happy for her when I heard about it. I congratulated her.
From there to Okemoson, the seat of Ogun State government, we met the Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology, Professor Abayomi Arigbabu, who said the government is aware of the young girl's feat, and the state governor is extremely delighted by this.
When people excel and they actually do well as citizens of the state or indigenous of the state, we try as much as possible also to celebrate them.
Back to Ota, Faith Odunsi will be writing her SSC exams. She talks about what should be expected from her.
She expects very good results from work. I'll study engineering. I think I want to study abroad.
With this feat, Ambassadors College, Ota, has come to the consciousness of Nigerians as an educational institution with a potential of molding geniuses, and maybe in no distant future, another Faith Odunsi will emerge.
Faith Odunsi is truly an inspiration to the youth. Many thanks to Bumi Adigun for that, and that leads us to the business